got to make sure that we represent right here. Just because. It's because of what I remember as a kid right there. I think I'm literally sitting down right at the time. Oh, why does it always do this? Look at that. Right at 9:30. Holy smokes. All right. What's happening, everybody? Good morning and... Oh, still not ready. How do I say it? Good morning and welcome to this episode of COVID and Coffee. It's the morning... I'm still a disaster here. Why does the iPad need like to reset every single time? So now I've got to wait for the iPad to see if I'm even in frame here. It's doing an update and I didn't even ask it to. Come on. Are you kidding me? I did not ask this iPad to do an update. I'm telling you, that's why I don't like Apple sometimes, man. Because now how am I going to find my... I won't be able to read the chat. If there is chat. Alright, now it's ready. It literally did like some update and I didn't ask it to. I had it all set and ready to go. I'm just complaining. The first words out of my mouth is me complaining about my stream. Anyways, get out of here. We don't want that.
Let's see what's inside.
Skip. Don't forget, every once in a while, like I said, it's what's providing the income for this channel. Hold on, I'm still not done. All right. That's an Earl Moorhead reference. I love the fact that that's how he starts off his videos. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? How are you guys? It's crazy. I didn't do COVID and coffee yesterday. And I actually missed it. Like, I was so torn. Like, I wanted to do a COVID and coffee, but there were effectively two things that prevented me from doing the COVID and coffee. If you want to know, just ask. But anyways, I'm going to jump into the chat right now and just see who is here, like, first, like, literally right there. Trash Ninja, bam, right at 8:51. We got Justin O'Neill, Amped RC, Dylan Davis, Chuck G, what is going on, brother? Shade Tree, RC is here. We have got Riff to the Raff, what is happening with you? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Scrolling. Ace Racer 0420. Good morning to you, sir. Barbecue Altered RC is here. What is happening? Nah, I like that. Hey, Bo. Or is that hey, boo? That's funny. I like this. See, all right. This is what's cool. Matthew D, what's happening? I want to obviously see right at who at 9:30 hit it. So, bam, like right at 9:30, everybody jumped in, and Michael Dyke actually got it today, which is insane. But I want you guys to I want you guys to understand. Joe Daddy's Garage, what's going on? Scruffy Page, what's happening? Lowrider 2, this is your first time here. What's happening? You want to search for an X-Max? You can find them. I don't know if you're looking for used, but try summitracing.com. You can actually probably get an X-Max right now from Summit Racing. So the part that I think is, I'll use my Bostonian. The part that I think is wicked pisser about what is happening here is I'm watching literally in the chat. People are, and granted, it's not probably this group. It's probably you guys are part of, obviously, other groups, and you guys already pre-existingly know everybody. But the part that I like about this is that when people are showing up, I'm getting to see the, what do they call it? Camaraderie. I can't pronounce that right. Camaraderie. I think that's right. Whatever. The friendships that are happening, like people getting to know each other, like using, maybe not their actual, their actual printed name. Popeye, what's happening? Like Riff Raff RC, right? I just call him Riff to the Raff because, and yeah, it's a longer name to say, but also everybody knows Riff Raff. You know what I mean? Riff to the Raff. It just sounds, for me, it's like, just flows out. You know what I mean? Just using like short names like Chef Beardsley. Sometimes I call him Chief. Sometimes I call him Chef. I call him Chief by accident, but when he was younger, I think in school, people called him Chief. So when I call him Chief, he's like, nah, don't worry about it, dude. He's like, that's actually what everybody used to call me when I was younger. So I think that's kind of cool. And obviously some people in here, obviously it's not your real name. I mean, Barbecue, that's not the guy's name. Obviously, I'm assuming his name is Bob. But Big Papa Paul, what's happening? Like Big Papa Paul's name is massive. Big Papa Paul's Radio Controlled Adventures. You know what I mean? While it's good for the title of his channel, it's hard to say like the whole thing out. So people probably call him like either Big P or Big Papa or Paul, or I really don't know. Keep getting phone calls from work. How the hell are you supposed to listen in? Dude, they have a feature on these phones. It's called silent or do not bother me. Or you press and hold the button on the side here and it shuts the phone off. But then again, maybe if you're watching on the phone, then totally just ruin the whole thing. Just get a tablet. RC Master, what is going on? Just call me Eminem? That's perfect. Eminem is here. Okay, you're gonna go out into the garden and fly for a bit. All right, man. Right. We got some crummy days coming up. I think tomorrow's gonna be a crummy day. But it is, it's the weather, man. And you've got to like literally reach and grab at whatever days you can get. Like today is an absolute beautiful day. I should be working on something else. I'm going to just literally jump into this thing and start working on it because while you guys are hanging out and chatting with each other, at least I can get that squared away. I want to change, like I had said, yesterday was a 0 RC day. You got to have those days too, man. You can't, at least I can't. I mean, there are probably people out there that can just do it day in, day out. I can't. And somebody else that I've been chatting with as well needs a break too. And and it's you know, you totally got to get it. But this break that I took yesterday was 100% worth it. So my excuses for not having COVID and coffee yesterday, number one, were these right here. So these are my glasses, and as I've obviously, as I'm getting older, I used to have perfect vision, and I never thought I was going to have glasses just because of like how good my vision was, and now I have to have glasses. So what had happened was I take my glasses off at night and I fold them and I stick them behind my head on the. I got a window that's right there, and I put them right there. Now I have no idea why, but in the morning when I woke up, I heard this noise. It sounded like the headphone wire from my phone fell off, like behind my um, nightstand. There's a nightstand that's next to my side of the bed, and it sounded like the wire came out of my phone and like dropped and hit uh, the heater that's on the wall. Well, that's not what it was. It was actually the arm of the glass, like just fell off. So trying to fix this thing now. Now it this side folds, this side doesn't anymore because I super glued it on. Because the actual internal mechanism inside of here, the little spring latch, which is something I guess you can't, it's a non-serviceable part. So I believe once it's put together, there are some items that are non-serviceable. So it's a non-serviceable part. So I couldn't see yesterday. So what was the point of doing anything? I had to work on this thing to do test hits. I couldn't do anything. So I had another pair of glasses, at least I could kind of like see, but I want to show you the other excuse right now, which probably has no interest to you guys at all, but I am going to be doing a video series on this. I did join a Facebook group, forum, whatever it is, just so I can document the series to them. But here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So right there in the driveway, that is my next project. So that is can't really see it that well. I thought I could get you to see it that well, but that is a 2000 Jaguar Vanden Plas. I don't know anything other than working on Jaguars before in the past. They're an electrical nightmare. Mechanical wise, they're fine. It's like an everyday, car to work on as far as mechanics goes. But you need an electrical degree to work on one of these damn things. Chuck G, right away. Holy crap, man! I gotta write that down. DR10, brother. Whatever I need it for. I'm not gonna use it on the Jag. Dude, thank you for that. Thank you very much. But I like that, RC Master. Just call you Eminem. Chuck G, thank you, man. Definitely appreciate that. But I know you said whatever, but I am putting it to the DR. The DR is still in need of some stuff. But that's a 2000 Jaguar. It's got 104,000 miles on it, which it's not really a lot. Vanden Plas apparently means that it's fully loaded or whatever. Like I don't know. It's got options on it that I've never even seen before. Like, I think they make sense over there because of where the car is manufactured or where the car comes from. Some of those options make sense. But over here, it's just, for me, it's weird. I don't know anything about, I've never had a luxury car. I've never had, like, I've never had like a Beamer or a Lexus or whatever. So this will be my first, like, older luxury car. It's got like weird 2000 oddities to it, but it literally was going to the crusher. And for $275, I could probably sell one of the door plates and make that money back. And I didn't even pay for the car. It was actually a gift from my mother. So my mother has a different way of being giving. Like she point blank says, like, I know I can't be there as a mom emotionally and all this other stuff, or however she explains it. But because my mother is a car girl, like she used to race at New England Dragway, her way of like giving a gift kind of thing is that way. So there's no giving of any cards or anything like that. It's something like that. And being a car guy, I can't pass that up. I already know it's an electrical nightmare. Somebody went in there with dikes and literally cut wiring harness stuff. Like, I don't know if they were trying to sabotage stuff or what the hell's going on, but I got a lot of soldering to do. But anyways, let's get out of here and see what's going on here. You'll need to buy... Yeah, I know. Well, I got my own jag wiring harness tool. It's called a hammer. Bob Wells, yes. It's, from my visual look at it, it's not a 69 Camaro body. That's a 68, I believe. I didn't see the lines that are indicative of a 69. So I'm thinking it's a 68, but I did see the body you're talking about. It was silver and black, correct? Hopefully I'm saying the right one. I've been looking at a lot of bodies lately. Barbecue. City Slickers. Who is City Slickers? Is this somebody named City Slickers here? Or are you just saying good morning, City Slickers? Okay, so Vanden Plas was just a trim level. Okay. So does that mean all Vanden Plas... So what about engine options? Like, as far as the Vanden Plas goes, this one's a supercharged V8 4.0, I guess. Not I guess. I mean, it is. I'm pretty sure it's a 4.0. Where did I see it say 4.0 on there? I don't know. I don't know anything about, like, literally, I don't know anything about the car, but for the money, it doesn't go to the crusher. It stays right here. So, I had it delivered yesterday. I went down, got it all prepped up to leave the, to leave the junkyard that it was at, pretty much. It wasn't a junkyard, but, well, yes, it was. It was a junkyard. You have guy all confused, barbecue. It doesn't take much to get me confused. I think sometimes it's I don't pay attention enough. But anyways, so I'm gonna jump into just working on this. I'll try to pay attention to the chat. If anybody obviously has any questions while I'm working on the car, I mean, if you have anything you need to see, I'm telling you right now, just go check out Earl's channels on his DR10. He's doing a phenomenal job on the tuning of that thing. And what's great about it is the difference between I'm basically talking about the difference between West Coast, which basically Earl and I are on the opposite sides of the country. So West Coast versus East Coast. Earl's more of a fine-tuned professional mechanic and that's in the real world. Where I am, jack of all trades, just get it done. And I'm not saying my ways aren't right, especially when it comes to mechanics, that's a different animal. But working on this thing, I'm putting my own thoughts like in the mix, and it's good to see that both Earl and I are kind of seeing a final outcome. Earl definitely has he's got more on hand, like as far as like parts, having the 1,000 cars he's got, like his latest video today, he did reference that I think he referenced it. Well, anyways, I forget where I saw it. I don't want to give anything away if it's something that somebody didn't see. Well, Earl's not staying with 3S. And I know he referenced that in the video. So that's going to change. And I can't remember whether he put a video out on that yet or not. He's been pumping out some videos, which is great. But I definitely do want to take that bubble level thing idea that he did. And what I'm going to do is I am going to set up the front of my vehicle the way my eye sees it, complete. And then after that, with my eye and a straight edge. And then after that, I'm going to use Earl's bubble level to check to see if my blind eyes got it close or close enough. Because Big Black has never seen an alignment machine. And the way I actually have photos on it. I didn't do a video on it, I don't think. But the way I aligned Big Black, like when I serviced the front end on it, I took 2 T-squares, which are sheetrock T-squares, and I clamped them to my rotors with the lug nuts on, clamped them to my rotors, and I did my own alignment using T-squares. So that's my backyard mechanic way. And because obviously my son is a professional mechanic now, and because obviously, he knows how I aligned my truck, and he's like, Dad, he goes, I don't know how it works, but even the way you aligned your truck, how do your tires have that many damn miles on it? And I go, it's obviously the way I aligned the truck. I can go down the highway and let go of the steering wheel. Now, granted, if it's got a good crown in the road, yes, my truck will veer off depending upon which way the crown is. But if I'm going in a straight line, hand off the steering wheel, it's like the truck is self-driving. So the T-square alignment method does work. But I do want to use Earl's bubble app the way he does it, because it'll at least give you the numbers. You know what I mean? Like, more accurately. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know why. So, Shade Tree, your comment, YouTube blocked. Like, it asked for me to review it. And I think it's because you said tranny. Like, that's how we talk. You don't call a transmission a transmission, you call it a tranny. But apparently, tranny must be some kind of key word. Like, you obviously know what tranny also means, or can potentially mean. You get your alignment. Good! And that's what you should do. Transmission, you fools. It's a tranny guy. Tranny guy? No, it's not a tranny guy. It's not a guy that's a tranny. It's, yeah, whatever. We're not even going to get on that topic because that could be a whole crap storm for the channel. Anyways, I'm just going to jump into this. And like I said, anybody has, like, if anybody is asking anything specific, if everybody's asking anything specific, just do the little @ thing just so I don't ignore you. But I'm going to try to, like, work on this DR10. So let's just jump into it. We've all seen this stuff before. So you're not seeing anything that, you know, hasn't been already addressed, but I didn't do a live yesterday, and like I said, figured I should just do it today and get my idea squared away. I've got the fuel tubing. I've obviously got my Gravity RC 1 million fluid that I am going to put in my differential, because I had said this is what I was going to do, and this is what I'm going to do. So I do have a spool coming, which I fully intend for this car to have a locker style rear end. That's just the way I'm choosing to go. I understand what other people have said, and I understand maybe all those guys are pro RC racers, but however, this is my car, so this is what I am going to do. I'm also not going to stick with, I touched on it before, I'm not sticking with the power system that's in here. I feel right now, to the best of my tire's ability, I can show you this. The best of my tire's ability, the contact patch, my burnout patch, we're looking pretty damn flat here. I mean, we're literally like quarter inch, or 3/8. But I definitely have to stop doing those power slides. The reason why I was doing the power slides was just to get that tar stuff on, which there's still a little bit of tar on here, which I could probably take some sandpaper and just sand it off. But that was foolish. I should not have burned my tires in that crack patch. I wasn't paying attention. But my tires do seem to be flat enough for how they are. I don't know how long they're going to last for, because eventually they're going to get to the point of where they're going to be pointless. I'm going to move this out of the sun because I can tell the sun is already causing an issue. Watch my coffee spill. And that didn't make it any better, did it? Okay. Maybe if I go like that. I think that's probably better. I'm guessing. Just, obviously the sun is affecting the way the camera reacts. So I don't want it to be blown out. The other thing I'm going to tell you, too, is that you need to pay attention to certain things, okay? Earl and I both do mechanics, and it really is important to, in some situations, I mean, use gloves. It does a couple of things. It minimizes the cleanup process for yourself on your hands, and it point blank keeps all of these chemicals that are point blank known to cause cancer from getting into your bloodstream by direct contact through your skin. So a lot of times I say, you know, don't forget to wear gloves, and it's because I'm being lazy and I'm not getting the gloves, and I do 100% believe that gloves do get in your way, but they do protect yourself from the chemicals. There's so many chemicals out there. So why not try to be at least a little conscientious and, I don't know, protect yourself, will you? It's got nothing to do with being, you know, macho tough guy. You're not going to be that much of a macho tough guy when you're, you know, in a hospital and they can't figure out what's going on with you, but it's because you've been dipping your hands in solvents for 20 years of your life or however it works. Just use gloves. It's just a recommendation. You don't have to. It's your life. Have at it. That's my dissertation for the day. Okay. All right. I still, like I said, I do that on purpose because I like it. So, yeah. I'm going to pop out this transmission. We're going to get a look at the gearing. Obviously, Earl's video, we do know that ball differential is an available option. However, this is a geared differential. Not really sure which one would be better over the other. But we're just going to pop this thing apart. And honestly, most of the time I actually don't use a stand. Kind of like my son picked up on it the other day, right? I had a car that I was working on. It was another Jaguar. I had it up on jack stands, okay? Now, I had it up a good amount. And I've got this really awesome OEM Tools creeper that I could lay on and roll around and make it easy for myself to get in and out from underneath the car. But what do? Naturally, I reach for cardboard and I throw the cardboard on the ground. So this is my cardboard. I don't always use an RC stand because I'm not used to it. I don't know. You know what I mean? You can't take, sometimes you can't, what do they say? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Hopefully the stream doesn't crap out on me. But just out of plain curiosity, did anyone actually miss COVID and coffee yesterday? I am curious to know. Because like I said, I kind of felt bad because, you know, I don't know, it's the hangout, you know what I mean? And maybe, you know, some people look forward to it. So does anybody really enjoy COVID and coffee morning check-in? What about the nighttime ones? Like the obviously that series, the Shop Talk and Wrench. I'm calling it now live stream check-in because the Shop Talk and Wrench can be any time. But does anybody really enjoy this COVID and coffee? I have no idea. Try to keep this stuff in frame. You waited up until 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Good morning, Kurtz RC. What's happening, brother? See, everybody's got me on mute. They're not even listening. Dude, we're not here for you. We're here for everybody else. And that's okay, too, though. There you go, barbecue. You did miss it. But you used your time effectively, like I did. I used the time effectively to where, you know, I was not going to let that Jaguar go to the car crush. Are you kidding me? Dude, it was either pick it up tomorrow or it was gone. That's the one that I didn't understand. So just remember, these two screws right here, these are the longer ones. These ones are the shorter ones. And you do need to use like a little bit of force and flex, at least on mine, to put this into place. Taking these out, you probably are, obviously it's faster taking the fasteners out with a driver, but I definitely do not 100%, and I don't know if it's just my vehicle, but 100% do not use a driver, in my opinion, putting this thing back together. I am finding these with all these thread shreds that I'm finding on a lot of my fasteners, it has made the plastic weak, which sucks. But you know what? Team Associated is going to have to rectify this by warranty. I mean, Shred threads, man. It's helicoil, right? I got it. All right. Here's the part. Here's the part that kind of ticks me off. So obviously, whoever I was talking to, right? Because I was talking to somebody through email, and it seemed to be consistently one person, because the name was on the bottom of the email when he would reply, and he was actually the head lead customer service rep, or whatever the heck it was. Because I eventually sent him another email, and I said, are you guys even gonna respond to this email? Like, I was starting to get pissed. It was all in capital letters, me yelling. And they did respond, because I sent them another email. They did respond, but because they don't know what a helicoil is, which for me it's common terminology, because they didn't know what a helicoil was, the reply made no sense. And I thought to myself, man, if you don't know what a helicoil is, maybe instead of replying the way you replied, maybe you should have looked up on Google or Siri, whatever you got, and found out, well, what does a helicoil mean? Why is he using that particular word? And that literally would have caused the non-back and forth waste of time that had to then happen. So if you guys don't know what a helicoil is, it's very easy to look up on Google. Basically, when you strip threads out of something metal, normally something metal, when you strip the threads out, you're able to drill and insert or tap in new threads in a way, keeping your original fasteners, and it basically gives you new threads in something that was stripped out. So, but I don't know, it kind of irritated me just a little bit that all they had to do is just take a second to you know look into what the definition of a helicoil was, and then the guy wouldn't have looked dumb the way he answered. Man, it's like, I don't know, who am I to say? Maybe I'm the dumb one. All right, let's jump into here. So obviously we're taking out the transmission. I'm just taking off this cover because just to gain access to stuff, because we have to like break this whole thing down, kind of, sort of. Take off. When I took off the transmission, I think, yeah. So I could actually leave this section on. I am going to take off the wheelie bar. There is no R in wheelie bar. Come on, you guys got to use that term. Let it be like, let it be on fire for the internet. There is no R in wheelie bar. It's actually, somebody said something on a comment on YouTube. There is no R in garbage. I thought that was perfect. The Bostonians catching on, man. The Bostonians catching on. I love it. So, taking this apart before, I realized, granted, I could use instructions, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just figure it out. And I sometimes feel that's like the better way of doing it. At least for me, it's the better way. And I probably should have a magnet out here, but I don't. And I already know where all these fasteners go just because of taking it apart so many times already. Yes, off camera. You also work on RCs off camera. I gotta get a magnet because I might need one. The other thing that I was going to do too, just as a like a test and trial kind of thing, I do have a Hobby Wing 5400 kV motor that I actually want to throw it in this because I think this is what? I think this is a 33? Yeah, this is a 3300. And I just want to try it. And by the way, the wheelie bar does just like fall off. Like once you loosen those two screws, I just literally went like that and the wheelie bar just separates from it. So, but I got a 5400 kV motor out of my Hebao EPX, and I just want to try it. I want to see if in my mind, again, it's all that stuff that's just in my head. And the whole point is to at least give it a shot. Do you know what I'm saying? But I want to take that 5400 kV and leave the pinion that it's got in it right now. Leave it alone. And just see if, because right now it's my personal opinion, it's under geared. I'm actually getting too, I feel like it's too torquey with the current gearing. I do have other pinions coming, and that's actually it's actually from you guys, the donators. Like I said, you guys have bought some stuff, so I have 3 pinions coming. I didn't bother doing a spur gear yet. Eventually, maybe I'll do spurs and stuff like that. I don't know that, but that's dealing with the different KVs of motors. You know what I mean? So eventually, maybe I'll just get a couple of spurs, couple of more higher pinions, and we'll just keep ripping this thing. It's all that like crazy like fine tuning stuff that, to be honest with you, I've never really had to do in this much detail. Because I'm a thrasher. I just thrash RC vehicles. I don't crazily tune them. I just have a blast. I crash them into trees. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Oh, you guys talking about Jury VRC? Voodoo Trucking, what's going on, man? So, all right, Scuffy Page. I assumed you weren't coming on by 1, but still held out. Sorry about that. I appreciate that. Don't forget, there's no right, dude. There's no R in cardboard. Dude, I love actually saying cardboard. There's no R in cardboard. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no R in a lot of my words, and that's usually when I'm rolling. If I'm having like an intelligent conversation, sometimes I pronounce my words correctly, but when I'm just rolling with it and I'm just talking to you guys and stuff, I could just be myself, James George. I love that. I'm a hick from Kentucky. Don't make fun of how I don't. Oh, yeah. Anybody pinpoint? Yeah, I know, huh? He might be just taking a break, I hope. But didn't he pop on 2 days ago? The other live stream that we had, I think. Pretty sure he popped on. So now obviously we can, remove this plate, which is going to release the arms. And then I leave like this together. There's no need in taking that apart other than just cleaning, which obviously I have to do because this thing did end up driving off road. So it looks like I am going to have to clean it up. And driving off road, that was actually by accident. I don't know if you saw the video, but I did end up driving off-road. Just I was not paying attention to the launch. I was looking at the camera, meaning I wasn't paying attention to where the car was going. I was just filming the car, and it definitely went off-road. So picked up like a bunch of sand and just garbage everywhere. So I do have to do some cleaning on this thing. And then there's a screw on this side, which that comes out. This is a real long one as well. Goes all the way to the other side of that support for the tranny. Gear case, whatever people want to call it. Sarge, what's going on, guy? I don't think I've ever seen you here before. What's happening? So, and looks like these two screws are the same, so that's no big deal. And I think I've taken this thing apart so many times that there are no more thread shreds, as I think I'm calling them now. There aren't any more shred threads or thread shreds left. You know, it's weird. It feels like my mesh is tight, but it's not. Something feels kind of funky. Once it gets rolling, it's fine. The pinion is set pretty much. Well, I probably could have set the pinion a little deeper. Yeah, I could have set the pinion a little bit deeper. And my slipper is, yes, my slipper is locked down. If anybody's wondering. Like, fully locked down. So I'm just going to pop the spur off right now. Come on. Stop spinning. I thought I was going to pop it off. Not yet. Stop spinning. All right. I got two more screws way down there that attach to the chassis. Gotta pop those out of there. That's that forward mount for this tranny. And this is where that magnet comes in nice and handy. Because I can hopefully attach it to the driver. And that screw should just pop right out. And then, no, it won't. Come on. Get out of there. This is a really strong magnet. Look at that. Just popped off. Alright. Get out of there. Okay, that one's gone. John Wick, what's going on, brother? Mr. Wick. I like that name, it's funny. Jonathan Wick. Really wish I knew why it dies out. Its stream just keeps dying out. It's killing me. And then it switches to the wrong camera. I think I disconnected the motor. Yeah. I'm just going to disconnect the wires. That way at least I can keep it separate. Chef Beardsley, what's going on, brother? How are you? Now, this is also where you do not want to get any kind of oily anything on this slipper. So don't get anything oily on that slipper. You'll regret it. And also don't lose that piece right there. Well, in order to clean everything, I don't have to take this off of here, but in order to clean it all, it is the best for it. Jeffrey, hey, what's going on? You are not going to be on. You have to give us a 24-hour notice. I can't do that. What happens if I go into the hospital? How do I do that? I have to make sure that, make sure I tell my wife and daughter. Have them take over the live stream. You trying to say I should get employees? Get some employees, man. Maybe someday it'll get to that, but not anytime soon. So we're going to clean off all the garbage that's on here. I will swap out the motor like next time. There's no point in swapping it out right now. Try to keep your work surface nice and clean. Let's brush the stuff right onto your deck. I'm going to just kind of clean this up because there is a lot of grit and stuff all over this thing right now, just because of the oil leaking out. Free of garbage. You know it. Gotta have it free of garbage. There's no R in garbage. There's no R in cardboard. There's no R in garbage. There's no R in anything. There's no R in R. How would you say that? Rest and relaxation. Actually, the R is in rest and relaxation. I think it's because it's a word that starts off with an R. It seems to be said, but if it doesn't start off in R, maybe that's where the R becomes silent or just totally gets dropped. Glad it's not windy today. At least for the majority of it, it's not windy. So just get yourself like a nice clean surface. It's all the stuff you guys know. And we're just pulling this apart. I do want to see what's going on with that. See, that pause is actually still there. So that pause in that idler gear, I was thinking that it would disappear with the running that I've done. It's not. It's still there. Look. See it? Look at that pause is still there in that gearing. So that idler gear is garbage. Because I should not be able to independently turn my diff right now. Are you taking off?
Oh, where did my laundry be done?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that? That definitely... I should not be able to independently move these cups and that shaft. And that shaft should be spinning. So that idler gear is a piece of garbage. But this is a ready to run, not a ready to race. It's a ready to run. They're not going to throw the best parts in it. It's when you start upgrading is when you start putting the better parts in it. Just like I said, taking like a Mustang or Camaro, buying it from a dealership, and then modding it yourself so that you can actually, you can race it. That's kind of what this is. It's kind of what this is like. I know I say Mustang and Camaro. It's just because of my old way of thinking. You can obviously take the new Challengers and new Chargers and the Vets and all that other stuff too, but Camaro versus Mustang just seems more popular. So that's why I say that. Now all these screws are the same. This right here is the screw that was stripped out because of the shred threads. And then how do I remember that? Well, because of the way it's feeling. It literally just falls out of its hole. I don't even think it's doing anything. I think it's just literally there just to go, yeah, there's a screw taking up a hole. Is it possible to use on-hand aftermarket trans case for the... Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, why not? The drag... All right, so the drag bug build, it was literally try to use what you have on hand. And obviously, if you don't... I mean, there are people like Mitchell's RC. He's buying new stuff to build it. So he's still keeping kind of budget. Although Chef Beardsley blew that. Chef Beardsley bought like Proline and all this like, name brand awesome stuff. And that makes sense for his budget. But it's just a budget build. It's just to have fun. I think in reality what my intent... Ooh, it's coming apart. I think in reality what my intent on the drag bug build was just to challenge yourself. Try to create something that is not. You know what I mean? And I think for me, it was that four-wheel drive little sand ripper Tornado ended up being like the perfect platform. Like I can't believe how well that thing... Those two cars, once I get the DTS tracking system, that track system, both the Bug and the DR10 are going to race. So we're taking... I also have to figure out the front wheels for the Bug because with that wheel breaking, it kind of screwed things up for me. So I have one more set of airplane wheels I did drill out. I just worry that because the plastic is so badly brittle, I think because it's old, I actually may have to put a couple bucks into getting some kind of wheel, but then because it's a Red Cat, that's where I am coming across an issue, but that's also why I'm doing that special wheel, the inexpensive, like, I think I got like 4 tires and wheels for like $5 or something like that. So that was cheap, and I'm going to use those, so yeah. The drag bug, it's just literally, it's challenging yourself. It's literally coming up with a concept and people jumping on board and going, hey, I'm going to try that. You know what I mean? I think that's the best part about it. It's the getting people involved and trying something that maybe they haven't done before. Earl, on the other hand, Earl has been there, done that 1,000 times. That's why his is probably going to be the best. Oh my god, it's awesome. All right, It takes me a little bit to get the thing on focus here. So inside, everything looks mint. I mean, I didn't expect it to be any other way. We have no more shavings, which is a good thing. But this idler gear, for me, I feel is the problem. So obviously, from taking this apart, we did get rid of the the shavings that were in there. So everything is looking nice and clean. And there's the issue. So there's that issue that I'm talking about. Right here. Can you see like the white gear? The whiteness? Right on those like two gears right there. And then if you flip it 180 degrees, there was white on this side. It looks like it's not there anymore. But this gear right here, because it's a mold, that gear is defective. You can actually feel it. I can feel it's defective. Yeah, it's rough. Where the other gears are smooth. See how the pick is rolling on those gears? Once you get to that one's crunchy. So that one tooth right there is what's causing the pause in the transmission. Now, it probably doesn't really make a difference in the real world of, RC and the power that this thing is, the power that this thing has, but you know what I mean? So we're going to take that out, set that aside. You can see the bearings are blocking grit from getting in, just like they should. I'm going to pop that off. Make sure you wear gloves. Foundry, what's going on, guy? So I'm just going to pull these bearings off right now. But I want to clean everything first. Just to try to get, most of the garbage out of there before I pop these bearings off. Justin O'Neill. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna get started on that thing that I was talking to you guys about too. But there's a little bit of a computer learning thing that I need to do. Whoa, 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 whoa. I definitely appreciate that, brother. Like I said, wait till you see what this is, wait till you see what those donations do. Yeah, I know I keep saying that and you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but I think you'll like it. So I should be able to just pop these off. I want to make sure that stays clean. Use my pick here. pick to be able to toss that off. Should be able to slap it off. It doesn't want to slap off. Well, I don't really need to take this one off because I could probably clean it, but why isn't it coming off? That's why you keep a razor blade, because then you can at least get the razor blade under there. Very carefully move that bearing off so don't slice your hands open. That's the other thing too, being outside, when the wind blows, stuff goes everywhere. So tomorrow, parts that you guys bought, a parts order is coming in tomorrow. Right.
We got the umbrella up in the back,
Oh, awesome.
but it's obviously not going to work without Kitty.
Right.
So we manipulated something.
Okay. Awesome. Right. Love you. Bye, honey. It's funny when I talk to my wife, my voice gets higher. It's because it's her. I love her. She's awesome. All right, this is when you get at the micro screws that my eyes are having a hard time seeing now. Well, not the screws are micro, but they kind of are because they're 1.5. They're still tiny. I'm gonna start putting a. I'm gonna start putting a thing, a little card. I'm gonna put like a little card in here that just says, "If you're talking to me, please do the @ That way you guys don't think like I'm ignoring you. Oh, that was me slipping on that screw because I was waving to my wife, not paying attention. Or looking at my wife, I should say. Thank you, Riff. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm very happy, man. Definitely very happy. Now this one, there's definitely something in there. That should not have slipped off that many times. And it's not my driver either. Something is in there. I wonder if... Yeah, you know what? Thread shreds definitely got into that screw right there. Now before I move forward, I'm going to use my pick. See if I can clean it out at all. Something is in there stopping... Something's stopping this driver from seating in all the way. Whatever it is, it's gone now. That's a big difference. I think there was one of those little thread shreds in there. Definitely had to have been. Because now that's good. All right. So now I'll just pop the case and we'll get a look at the fact that, like we saw, what Earl Moorhead's channel, Tony, Earl Moorhead's channel, he already saw that there was no grease in there. So I'm just going to clean this out just for now. Just get the stuff off, all this junk. And I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to put million weight in there. And just take it from there. Earl's a very good guy, so I definitely you give credit where it's due. You know what I'm saying? So like somebody like him, yeah, absolutely. He if somebody hasn't gone to his channel, you should. Because you're not going to learn anything from me, but you'll definitely learn it from Earl. Got some tight tolerances here. Now see all that black? I can't tell if that's liquid metal or if it's actually the black grease that I guess they use in this. But I'm not going to use black grease. I'm just going straight 1 mil. Can you work on the Red Cat Gen 7? What do you now, big Chris, what do you mean by work on it? My Gen 7, the only thing that needs right now is it needs a receiver, but yeah, I can work on it. I've actually upgraded the I've actually done videos on it. I have installed a new transmission, new drive shafts, front and rear. Inside the transmission, it all has now metal gears. It's built a lot better than what it was from the factory now. So, I mean, I do have videos that do show me working on it. I don't know if you mean, can I work on it like now? There really isn't anything to work on just because it's all already squared away. My son actually wants it now because there's nothing wrong with it anymore. But nice transmission too. It now has a slipper clutch. That I believe that's a shim. Yeah, so don't lose that. So just like a regular transmission or a differential is obviously the way this thing is together. So, but I'm just trying to clean out the garbage that is in here. So there we go. That's good. You know, I probably should have not cleaned that, to be honest with you. Because the type of stuff that I'm putting in, on the other side, I'm actually not going to clean the other side. And to explain why is I do actually want, I do still want a little bit of, I shouldn't have cleaned the back side of that. So don't clean the back side. My opinion. Don't clean the back side of those gears. Just change out, you know, what's inside of here. We're going to clean out everything that's in here. Get all this garbage off of here. We'll keep that like that, nice and clean. Clean off this little gasket. Take out these gears. I'm not going to clean them in any kind of solvent or anything. I don't want any solvent on this plastic because I have no idea what the solvent could potentially do to this. But I'm just going to jam a paper towel in there. Make sure there's no, like, things I can lose here. And then just clean it out. Has Jury VRC popped in yet? Just because now I'm really getting curious here. It's not like Jury to not pop in. So if anybody happens to see him, you use PB Blaster in it? Yeah, that's probably fine, right? But the solvents and stuff that I usually use on diffs, I don't know. I'm kind of like afraid of this plastic. I don't know what they're using. It's a typical like associated, you know, being different kind of deal. So I think that's good enough for that. We'll leave that aside. Now just clean up these gears. Make sure we don't lose the shims. Just like every Spider Gear differential, there are shims. So let's just pull this whole thing apart here. And I hope the wind doesn't blow, because if it does, all this stuff is going to be on the ground. Make sure you wear gloves. Yeah, WD-40, because it's petroleum based, it has a potential to destroy grease. So, like with a bike chain, don't ever use WD-40 on a bike chain. Like if you have kids or whatever, don't use WD-40 because it's the wrong oil to use. A lot of people don't realize that. And again, I will be contaminating this 1 mil, but I really don't care at this point. Just do the best you can to clean off all the garbage. Another shim, don't lose your shim. Spacer. Thrust washer. It's more like a thrust washer, I think. Kind of almost like a thrust washer. Here, check that out. Wait a minute. What are we looking at here? That does not look very good. So that's probably the back side. There's the front side indicating wear. And I am going to guess this is, by the way that is worn, I'm going to guess that's a factory mess up right there. I'm guessing. I know it is. You can tell. If I can get this in close enough, you can actually see that that's not the way one of these things should wear. So when I install it, I'm going to install it that side facing the gear and have that side facing the plastic. That's not normal. Whoops. Losing shims here. Now these other ones seem to be wearing correctly. Maybe it is wear. That seems wrong though. Yeah, these ones are wearing correctly. So this one is typical that you'll see. That's what these pieces are for. These pieces do wear out. They're doing their job. But those ones look defective. Or that one. Even this one's doing its job. See the wear pattern on there? So that one's doing its job. Just that one looked like it was defective. So I'm going to switch my, I'm going to make sure when I reinstall this back together that it's installed correctly, or whatever my eyes see. Sergeant Jay, what's going on, brother? How are you? Sergeant Jay, out of curiosity, how is your Mad Van doing? You did like a ton of upgrades, and you are part of the RC Guy Garage Facebook group. Would you mind putting like what upgrades you did to that thing on that group, only if you want, or at least you can maybe point to a YouTube video that is specific towards the Mad Van? I'd appreciate that. You'll see why I'm asking too. So there is actually wear on this pin. We actually do have a ridge now. So this pin, I wish I knew whether if this was nice and smooth from the factory, but this pin is showing wear. This pin has a ledge on it. This pin has an inboard ledge where the gear is. The outside seems pretty smooth. Yeah, so this pin right here is... It also doesn't seem like it's totally flat either. This one's wearing out too. Inboard, we got an inboard ledge on this side, and then outboard ledge on this side of these pins. So these are all parts that eventually you do need to replace. Don't think that just because you're slopping grease or stuff in here that this is something that, doesn't, need to be replaced. That's why I'm getting rid of this garbage. See all this garbage right here? See all this garbage? This is going to be gone. Hopefully tomorrow. Jack Brazier, dude, good morning. Thank you for that. Now, you're not saying what that's going to, so that's going to DR10, unless you want it to go to something else. Jack Jr. Brazier. Remember, if you do a thing, right, but Sergeant J, doing well. A little tired. I actually lost a tire today? Like on a real video, on a real car, or on the Mad Van? Jack Brazier, thank you. I'm gonna put DR on there, if you don't mind. I'm gonna put DR. Because the DR still, it's definitely still getting stuff. All right, so now, like I said, I'm just going to toss the 1 million in there. Because I said I would. So this is the 1 million that I use. This is from Gravity RC. Yeah, I don't even remember how much it was. I think it was like 14 bucks or something like that for this. And the diff, no, it's not clean, but it's clean enough to do what I'm doing. I did not take out that bottom one because I do appreciate the lubrication that it's getting, which I probably should not have touched this one. I'm probably axing myself on this, but I do intend on, at least I believe, this is not going to survive. So whenever you dip any kind of anything into something else, do not cross-contaminate. So I'm going to pick out some stuff here to just literally slap it in. Just going to blob it right in there for now. Probably half that amount. And then I'm going to toss the gears in, so I'm impacting the, I'm going to be impacting this fluid, or impacting the gears into this fluid. Now, I'm going to leave it like that. It should automatically settle down. Sergeant J on the Mad Van, dude, that's crazy. Whoa. I love that you're beating the crap out of that thing, man. Telling you. But I don't know, did you, right, on this gear right here, there probably is, but not enough. I did wipe off the most of it. The majority of it, sorry. I don't speak right all the time. So, I would normally use like an assembly lube here, but I'm not going to waste my time. Making sure that I flop or flipped my shims for the spider gears. Because right now I want the smoother side up against my gear. And I just drop that into place. I'm just going to drop it into place. Making sure I rotate the flat up. Come on, get in there. It's the ledge. So the gear already has a ledge on it. So, and I'm not going to push it down all the way because I want to see that flat. So the flat is pointed up. But doesn't that look beautiful? Now just going to assemble this spider gear. Come on. Throw the shim on there. Making sure I take the smoother side, face it toward those gears. And now make sure my flat is faced down. And I know, like, you just know that I'm not actually talking to you guys, meaning because you guys already know how to do all this stuff. But for a video, I do have to, like, talk like people don't know what they're talking about when all you guys already do. So don't think like I'm trying to, like, instruct you guys how to do stuff because all you guys know how to do all this anyway, so. We're just here. We're just here hanging out. Don't anybody take offense. Why are you showing me that? I already know how to do it. Now, I'm going to take my driver, or not my driver, my screwdriver here. I'm going to push down the gears into place. Just like that. Move that out. And I think we're good. It's looking pretty good. But see how thick that stuff is? Put the screwdriver in, it just takes forever. It hangs. So I am only going to test fit or test compress my gears into place right now. But I am going to put the gasket on. It's giving me just a little bit of a hard time here. There we go. Now that is a nice locked diff. So I'm not going to test it anymore. It actually settled down really nice. Here's the other thing too. There is something called hydraulic lock or false torquing. So I'm going to poke my driver, not my driver, my, I almost call it an awl. Actually, you know what? There is no false torquing on this one. Never mind, don't listen to me. Sometimes if you had holes that didn't go all the way through, which I didn't realize they went all the way through, you could get a false torque on these. Because as you're torquing them down, you get what's called hydraulic pressure, especially for plastics. Because what you could do is you could strip out the threads by accident. So there is no hydraulic pressure on these. And torquing sequence, like I've always done, which Earl already touched on, it's a mechanic thing. So you'll bring a screw down to literally right where it touches, or right when you're just about there, and then you go to the opposite side. Now, I call it a star pattern. And what it does is it just puts even torque or even pressure on whatever you're putting together. So right there, and as I torque this down, you should see the fluid possibly coming out of where the seal is. So I just call it the star pattern, even though it's not always a star, but you try to just go opposites. It's especially for like intake manifold bolts and head bolts. Anything that requires what's called a torquing sequence, you just basically do opposites of each one. And I always just, even though it's not in every situation, I call it the star pattern. It's probably called something else, but I use my own terminology, so, and I'm okay with that. You can see the grease squeezing out right now. Yep, there it goes. See how it's all squeezing out? Looks like it's even squeezing out some black from somewhere. Look at that. Ooh, that bit in there, nice. See, that's why these drivers are actually pretty nice. It's biting really good into these screws. Holy smokes. And now that I've kind of got it, all the way down, I just very carefully just go around and just put what I call light touches, kind of like Bob Ross there. Happy trees. Little light touches, little torques all the way around on each one of these screws. Oh, Tony, I'm going to ask you right now, so if you could pay attention to my question to you. Don't just run away. How do you... Something that I noticed about your live streams, how do you make it so that the live chat, is available? It seems like whenever I watch... Because I don't catch all your live streams. I did catch your last live stream. But how do you make it so the live chat stays in there? Because I believe none of my videos where people have been on the live chat at least doesn't show up on my end if I check the video. Because what I did was somebody did a super chat and I forgot to write it down. And I feel bad because I want to make sure that everybody that does those super chats gets the recognition for the fact that they did that. And because I didn't notice and write it down when I ended the live, My chats don't show up, or the live chat doesn't. RC guy, I end up having to use those drivers. Yeah, these do fit nice. I will say that. I've noticed yours say you posted a new video hours after they finish. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just trying to figure out why why the chat doesn't show up. People can comment like after the fact, like it's a recorded video. But like right now, your phone is making a better quality version. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right on that. But what about the live chat though? How do you figure that out? Is that like computer only? Like literally, I'm ripping these screws out of here on this driver. It fits so damn tight. Look it. Holy crap. You can hear the pop. Hear that? It fits nice, man. Alright, I think we're good. You do all yours from a computer? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not technology literate. Well, I'm not illiterate, but I'm not as technology tech as other people. No, Logan. I mean previous live streams. Like I tried to jump on that live stream and the live chat, at least on my end, does not show up. Like I don't screen like any of what I'm seeing right now. There's no comments because there'll be like comments added, but on this, there's nothing. Right. Right. Wait a minute. Never mind, Tony. I just figured it out. It's because you inject your chat into your live streams. See what I mean? Sometimes it takes a couple seconds for me to like realize what I'm saying. Because you inject your comments as separate, that's why in your live stream the comments are there, right? That's probably exactly what it is. Like I said, sometimes it takes me a couple seconds to think about it. That's probably why, right? It's crazy. I'm trying to scrape off all the 1 million that I can because the stuff is like valuable. You know what I mean? They give you like such a small little thing of it for like 14, 20, 30 bucks, whatever it is. So I'm like trying to scrape it all off so I can get it back in that container. I'm being cheap. Because you gotta be cheap. Sometimes you do have to be cheap on stuff, man. All right. Why is this face to me? My chats are there? You know what's funny is I don't see it. Whenever I watch a replay, nothing is ever there. So here's the diff. All squared away. Like I had used before, make sure you cover your very expensive gravity fluid. Because I had done it before, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to use this Kyosho shock oil as a light lubricant. And I'll explain the reason why I'm doing this. Because there's less, and this is the way I see it in my head, there's less frictional, I'm using my own words, less frictional leverage over the components, over the rotating components. So, you heard it from me. Less frictional leverage. All right, I think we're good. It went together well. It still has the, obviously it's not going to go away. It's probably something that within that plastic, the gear is a piece of crap. So, and you have to expect that. This is just a ready to run. You're not getting the best of the best here. You're just getting, whatever they give you, and just, what do they say? You get what you get, and you don't get upset. So you get what you get with an RTR, and you don't get upset. Just be happy you got it. But my thought with just using that, just whatever shock oil, point blank, is just because of less frictional rotation. Okay, so then I just obviously don't know what I'm doing then with my phone then. I'll have to check it somehow, like on a computer. I don't usually watch my own. Yeah, that one's stripped out, man. That one right there is stripped out, and I remember because that one had the goddamn shreds on it. That pisses me off. That should not be stripped out, man. That's wrong. I never took this thing apart with a driver. So that thing should not be stripped, and it is. That just ticks me off. I'm very careful with my plastic parts and screws. So that point blank, that screw is literally doing nothing. Am I winning? Yes. I think. What do you mean winning? Am I? And that one's stripped out too. But am I winning over this differential? Yes. I think I'm doing all right. The DR10, and that one's stripped out too, man. Come on. The big huff and puff. Whatever. All right. Well, be prepared to go ahead and buy another diff case. Granted, they're only like $7, so it's no big deal. But if you take apart your differential like as many times as I have, and if you've got the shred threads, put in a warranty for you know what? Just put in a warranty for a transmission from Associated, just no matter what. That sounds like a great idea. Now I do need to clean this base plate, because this base plate is nasty with dirt. So I'm gonna set this aside because that transmission's all set. I'm gonna flip this around so we have a new side to work on. thread shreds. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're talking to me, Tony, but my screws for my transmission had helicoil threads. It's basically double threads. So the cut material, whatever machine that they were using, the machine that cuts the threads actually left the threads on my screw. So while the screw was cut, the pieces that were cut off were still on the screws. And when they were installed in the plastics, they effectively stripped out the plastic, which is garbage. So there's no R in garbage either. But see all the sand that gets in there? And that is because, obviously, you know, the oil that I'm using, because the transmission case, probably two things. Number one, the oil is very, very light, so it is coming through the transmission, which I'm okay with. But I did do some off-roading by accident yesterday, so the sand actually got in between. And not that that matters, it's not gonna do anything, but I just want it out of there. John Wick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a whole bunch of RC guy garage things here. I'm the only one. I'm the one who walks away. Yes. No, because you're always busy. You'll be doing work, somebody will ask you a question, and because you turn your head for a second, whether you're editing a video or doing actual work, it gives the appearance of walking away. Not literally walking away, but you're distracted. Kind of like everybody else gets distracted as well. You can't expect a pro spec RT or RC when a random person that's not a pro is putting those. Well, yeah, no, I know. I'm not, trust me, I'm also not hating on Associated, but point blank, there is a quality control issue. Either way, whether if it's the person assembling it, you know, maybe not having good eyes, or the manufacturing company that's making the screws, to have like this many screws on my RC, to have the threads, or shred threads is what I'm calling them. That's what, is my RC the only one? No, Earl's had it too. I don't think Earl had it in his transmission, but Earl did have the shred thread screws on his front A-arms for his lower shocks, for his, whatever they are. For his front arms, the lower shock bolts, those right there, those had the, his are stripped out because of the thread shreds. So I'm not hating on Associated at all. Like I've already said, even with the issues that I've come across on this thing, I'd literally buy another one. I'd buy another one today, just because. Even though I know there's issues, I'm definitely can overlook those issues for what this car is giving me. A smile on my face, man. Getting out there and ripping it, you know what I mean? And I'm probably being too anal about the the launches, but you guys don't get what my end goal is. I do not want to have to feather the throttle. I don't. Because this RC already, the slipper is locked. I burned up the tires, and I've been able to get several full trigger straight launches. I haven't lifted the wheels yet. Well, I actually have, but one time it wasn't on camera. And the other time, when was the other time? The other time it actually was on camera. But I think stupidly, because I thought my GoPro was working, I didn't follow it with the phone. So the car had hooked up and took off, and right as it got I think 3 feet away from me, it literally went like this. It was almost like second gear kicked in. It was the weirdest thing. It almost sounded like the power pulsed, because to my ears, it was almost as if I let off on the throttle for a split second and then just boned it again. But that wasn't the case. My finger was hard on the trigger, and it was going straight, and I had no need to let off. But it was it sounded like it pulsed. And when it pulsed, the stinking thing hit the wheelie bar, and I'm just like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Why did it do that? Yeah, I'm not doing any throttle curve or anything. I'm literally just wanting this thing to hook up. John Wick, you use paint in the housing of strip holes. Yeah, usually what I do is I actually use thread lock. The thread lock actually seems to work too. It's just you use what you have on hand. I was there for that. I don't know what you mean, Tony. You said you were there for that? When I stripped out the thing? Or when I found it was stripped out? At some point, electronics may need changing. Not sure that radio is going to give you. Yeah, so that's all the stuff I don't know. Right, they look like little plastic springs, right? But it was actually metal. Because what I did is I took my magnet just to prove it on video, and I told Associated, I gave them the link. Obviously, they're not going to waste their time watching my videos. But I used my magnet, and I kept the shred in my palm, and I literally just slowly drew the magnet into it, and then literally all of a sudden the shreds just went whoop right to the magnet, just to prove that it was metal shreds. Which is why I called them helicoils, because it's effectively what a helicoil does. Why did threadlock crack your plastic? Oh, metal shred from the magnet? Right, okay. Okay, I wasn't sure. I believe you can record the streams to make them available for viewing. I don't know what any of that means. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. George Silman, you use CA? I've actually been known to use... this is an old... So Here's like a his pro tip from RC Guy Garage. Here's a pro tip from Hack It All Garage. I'm gonna fix this for a second. Hold on. Hopefully I didn't make you dizzy. What I used to do, because I didn't have like all this thread lock and all this other stuff, I used to take a razor blade and I'd go to a popsicle stick or a toothpick and I would shave the smallest splinter of wood off of the popsicle stick or toothpick, and I would slide the piece of wood inside the hole and then literally thread the screw into it. And that usually worked like, I don't even want to say 9 times out of 10. For me, putting the tiniest little, and granted, the screws were also bigger then. I wasn't dealing with micro screws like what they've got now. But the littlest shred of wood, just slide that in there, and I would crank on the screw, and I'll point blank say for myself, 10 times out of 10, it always worked for me using wood. Because it's a soft material, going into soft material, using a hard fastener to basically either mush or turn that piece of wood into new threads. It always worked. All the plastics had metal plates on the other side. Plastic pieces started breaking on your pinhole stuff. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's because you had a metal backing plate then. So you were getting hydraulic lock then, right? Oh, you used a toothpick as well? That's awesome. Yeah, see, I'm not like coming out with any innovative things. This is all just stuff that people know, you know? I just thought it was that is funny though. You use the toothpicks too? That is awesome. Popsicle sticks work better because you can usually get like you get like the little triangle piece, and you can usually shave off like a better piece off of the popsicle stick. That's a riot. Yeah. Casey Benson, what is going on, brother? Does this have the same trans as the B4? I don't know. I did order a transmission, but I just punched in SC10, and what looks like the transmission that's supposed to be for here for hot racing. I've got that one coming. Actually, that one's Amazon. That's probably not going to be here for like 3 weeks. You know, Amazon Prime. You know, Amazon Prime 3-week delivery now. I'm gonna check on it. Amazon Prime is Amazon Prime 3-week now. I was looking at this right here. I was thinking, I'm like, that might be something that I could throw here. I don't have any other small high amp ESCs to toss in. But I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, that's looking kind of attractive. Let me see. Orders. My orders. See, what's today? All right, well, that's not that bad then. So this is actually what I ordered right here. See all 3 of those items right there? All of you guys, whoever were the backers, paid for those pieces right there. So the big gear, that is a Robinson Racing idler gear. The middle part is a Hot Racing differential, which I think is for this vehicle. And then that big aluminum block, which looks like a gun a 6-shooter, a 6-shooter bullet magazine round thing. That's a spool. Because I'm going spool with this. I want full posi. I do not want independent. I'm done. I'm done with independent. shove toothpicks in it and break them off. That's awesome, Tony. That is, I've used them on like doors, like houses, you know, doors. Use them on the doors. You can use them inside, like where the latch is. You know what I mean? Like where the latch plate cover is. Yeah, I use that stuff all the time, and I used to use it when I was a kid on RC cars. I was just like, oh damn, you know, another Phillips head bit, you know, screw tore out of my plastic. I just take the toothpick and just like what you said, try to shave it off. Or the popsicle stick was better. I always had popsicle sticks, but yeah, that always worked. That always worked the best for me. It's cool to know that, you know, people use, you know, obviously use the same like methods, but that's cool. I like that. All right, I think we're ready to put this thing back together. You don't need to be looking at my face. Still have a little bit of coffee left. Good morning, RC Rorschach. What's happening, man? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. RC Odyssey, what's going on, man? That was messed up. I don't know why it keeps doing that to me. I'm back. Back in the saddle again. I'm back. I had to totally close out the app. It would not respond. It kept on going to black screen. So I don't know what the heck happened. So same thing with this. This one doesn't seem to be as much of an issue doing that star pattern. Maybe for some reason, because these are different screws, it actually didn't end up with any issue on these ones. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know why it does that. Steve O, I keep always messing your name up. Steve O D313. What's happening, brother? Yeah, an intermission, right? A cup. Everybody go grab a cup of coffee if it's take an intermission. All right. We're getting back. Right. Well, the way I've talked to a couple of people about that, and I point blank said, I either answer the phone or I don't. So I've had some of my clients call me on a Sunday, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Well, why are you sorry?" "Well, I didn't think you were gonna pick up. I was just wanted to leave a message for you." And I'm like, "It's my choice whether I pick up or not. Don't worry about it. You know, you either pick up the phone or you don't." And I chose to pick up the phone. They were very appreciative, but I just explained to them, I don't have to pick up the phone. So just got slightly confused for a second. It's only temporary. So I'm going this way with that because that's the way that goes in. Just took me a couple seconds to remember. This way. And it's these ones. Whoa, 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 there goes the wind. No! Holy crap! Why is there all of a sudden a hurricane? Oh my god! What is that from? See what I mean? This is a bad idea. It's a bad idea to be doing this stuff outside. You randomly just get hurricane force winds out of nowhere. What was that? You were just wondering why the wind chimes were ringing after all? Yep. Yeah, but Tony, you know this is all easy. It's all easy. You know, you just take your time and do it live and just, like, you know, enjoy. People will talk to you, and it's always a good time, you know? Okay, now we're gonna flip this thing around. We're gonna settle this bad boy down into its little slot here. Ah. Yeah. So I do it like, I do this in a way that kind of makes it more difficult for me. Because I don't want to take extra stuff off. So stuff gets in my way. I can't really see things. Because that needs to go. My glasses fall off my face. Because that piece goes into there. Like that. And that piece snaps into there. And that's perfect. Dog bones are connected. Nice. Now once I get like the it's the brace that connects between the shock tower to the differential to the upper body mount to the wheelie bar. So that piece is like the pain in the neck for me. But once I get those two forward screws in, Then I can go ahead and take these screws right here, which it's those ones, or is it the other ones? I think it's these ones. I gotta look at the thickness of the plastic. I think it's... I know I set those two screws aside for something. Why did I set those ones aside? Because I get the one long screw going this way, which that will lock that into place, as long as I don't lose it. And this one pretty much just goes like right into place. As long as that piece is in there, there we go. Then the two screws that go down to that bottom there, which I believe are the longer ones, which are here, if I remember right. I'll know real quick if these are the wrong ones. And they are the right ones. Now I can flip this upside down. Now I can attach this piece, which this is the piece that it's kind of, you got to make sure that this clicks all the way in, because from the factory, my one whole side was not clicked in all the way. Well, not one whole side. This passenger side, or right side one, was not clicked on the way all the way. And these are the ones that take the longer screws of the two, or of the four. And do not use a driver on any of these parts putting these things in. Just a recommendation. Do whatever you want. Center all the way. Yeah. Somebody was talking to me about I should just get a scale. And I thought about it. I mean, I don't go that crazy into this stuff, but you never know. I've never had the use for a gram scale before, because I'm not that not that kind of person. But might be a good idea just to visually see. They're pretty cheap, I guess, from Harbor Freight. The guy was saying just get it for Harbor Freight, that it's accurate. I think the only problem is the accuracy. Unknowing whether, if, you know, a cheap Harbor Freight gram scale is actually worth it, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure the guy said they were $12 a piece. Well, it could be a girl. Pretty sure it's a guy. So now I want to put this into place. My wheelie bar. I'll put these 2 top screws in first, and this definitely were the smaller of the screws. No question about it. I gotta get to working on that Jag. Today's a beautiful day for it. I'll definitely do some test hits with this later today. Locking up that diff with 1 million. I got a spool coming. So I'm really interested in knowing what that spool's gonna do for me. I really hope it does what I assume it will. These plastics are way too soft. Way too soft. It probably has to do with the fact that I've taken this apart a lot of times, but still. I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't be as soft as they are. We're dealing with something that's a drag race vehicle, and granted, I understand this is short course, but you want parts to be more solid, more rigid, so you don't get so much movement. You're not worried about flexibility. You don't want flex in drag racing. So there we go. Now I can just feed my motor wires in here. Forget how I had that. Did I have it like that? Did I have it going like that? I think I might have. Yeah, I think I did. I think I had it going in like that or something like that. Yeah, I definitely made this hard for myself. Come on, get in there. Can't remember if I had it looped like this or not. I think I did. Come on. My fingers just don't reach like that. Alright, I'm killing myself here. This is when having a driver would be nice. There we go. Now I can put it together the right way. Yeah, I think I did have it like this. Put that through there. This definitely makes more sense this way. There we go. And I stuff those down into there. It's almost like having a wire loom. Much better. Gus is Custom, how are you doing? Are you doing all right, man? So I don't know if Gus, did you talk about the conversation we had in Facebook or no? I don't remember. Gus was feeling under the weather, so I'm glad to know that Gus is doing well. Hopefully he's feeling okay otherwise. Hey, and look at that. We have no screws left over. Isn't that the best? A pulmonologist? Okay. Well, like I said, man, let us be aware of how things are going for you, man. It's funny how we've talked about this. You end up like becoming on friends online, even though you literally don't know the person. You still become like friends of theirs. It's funny. That's how I actually met Joe Daddy's Garage. He and I are good friends now. And I think if we lived closer, same thing. Like literally, we'd probably be hanging out at each other's places. It's pretty cool how all that stuff works. You know, you just get to, and I am locking my slipper down, so people don't flip out. 100% locking my slipper down, but that's because that's what I want to do. I'm going to put the cover on now because I can further lock it down after I put my cover in place. And did I just seriously lose the screw? No. Where did it go? Don't you even tell me. Ah, there it is. Ha ha ha, I found it. Earl, what's going on, guy? Earl, you must have fell asleep. You missed the whole live. Man, you're not going to believe what we discovered. But you weren't here, so guess that's it. No, we didn't discover nothing. No discoveries on this channel, guy. Your ears must have not been working this morning. I was talking up a storm about you again. Calling you this, calling you that. You're just going to have to replay the whole damn thing. STL, what's going on, brother? What is up for you? How about that? I almost feel like I don't want to put this block of foam in here. But because it was there from the factory, I'm just going to leave it in there. RC Guy Garage was talking smack about Earl the whole time he was away. Dude, you should have heard what he was saying. Oh. All right, so we are good. We are 1 million now on my rear end. And it looks like my rims are getting bent. So that's the way I'm going to roll it. We'll see what happens. 1 million. It's funny the stuff that I keep. Like I saw this as like a little tool caddy, and it's perfect. You know, this is from Dremel. There were like a bunch of like cutting wheels that I bought from my Dremel, and obviously when I was done with the cutting wheels, it gives you like this nice case. Tony, put this Torah. You got it, dude. I will do that then. How about that? Like I said, when people do those donations, if you say what it's going to, that literally is what it's going to go to. Now, if you tell me to put a $5 donation to like a new Porsche, I can't do that. That ain't going to happen. Tony, CCXRC. Tony CC. $5, man. Thank you very much for that. Kyle RC. Magpad. You had to get some sleep. Hey Earl, you wanna come over today and help me work on my Jag? Bring your Snap-on scanner. We could probably use that. Or are you too scared? Are you too scared, Earl? Are you too scared to work on a Jag? Yes, wait for me. You'll be right there. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times, like, I know mechanics point blank would rather walk away from doing work on a Jaguar, man. I almost thought my front shocks were leaking again. Whoa. I think I'm going to start doing these lives like inside. But you can see I've definitely been getting a lot of grindage here. That stops today. We are going to Earlify my front shocks. So what I mean by Earlify my front shocks is, while my springs and shocks aren't necessarily set up the way he's got it, he has it set up a different way. What I am going to do is I am going to use his fuel tubing method, which is effectively installing a bump stop so that my chassis does not slam the ground anymore. I'm also going to check my fluid in the shocks, because I have a feeling something's up. I was gonna say, where did my favorite little thing go? He'll bring your scanner? Yeah. I've been wanting to get one of those Autels for a long time, because I have no need for a $10,000 Snap-on scanner. I don't run that kind of shop. But I would not mind having one of those higher end Autels, which is like what? I think those are like $3,000. Just because sometimes it is nice to have the more detailed scanning ability. So see, FD, driver's side front. So we don't have any more leakage anymore, which that's good. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to, yeah, it's granted it's also cold here too now. I think I'm getting pulled back on the shocks, which that's the exact opposite of what I want. I don't want any pullback. So I am going to technically overfill these shocks in a sense. Because I'm not using these shocks like they're intended. Yeah, I am getting pullback. It's slight, but it's there. Of course, now that I said it, it's not doing it. But no more leakage now, which that's good. It took me a while to actually get these things to match too. Took a couple of times. I literally did it off camera. I stopped getting irritated by it. They're so damn matched right now. They're like perfectly matched right now. So I'm just gonna clean them up real quick. Why are there hurricane winds now? This was not like this like 10 minutes ago. I need that special shock wrench, which I don't think I have right now. You know what? I just thought of something. I'm supposed to be doing the fuel tubing, not... See what I mean? This is where my head just gets not thinking. I'm supposed to be doing the fuel tubing, not... I don't want to mess with the shocks anymore. They're perfectly matched right now. Why screw up something that's perfect? So let's do the fuel tubing like what Earl showed. So I know that at pretty much the full droop is what I want to stay at. And then at the compression that I had, which we'll throw that in there, put that on, put that on, put this on, put this on. So see what I'm saying? Sometimes my mind just thinks way ahead of itself. So it looks like my guess was I think I'm gonna go with it's almost like it's a whole I'm trying to remember where it was. I think it was like right there. So I've got different thicknesses of fuel tubing. The only one thing I want to make sure when I do this is that I cut my fuel tubing flat on both ends. So I did bring obviously a razor blade out here to go ahead and make sure that I cut that like as straight as I possibly can. Just like that. And that's not even straight. There we go. No, it's not. Today, on RC Guy Garage, he goes to the hospital because he just sliced his fingers open. Probably should use cutters. So I want to see if this is the right size fuel tubing to use. Just be careful when taking these little eyelet things off, that whatever tool you use, make sure it's non-marring on the shaft. You don't want to scratch the shaft of the shock. So usually I'll take like a piece of paper towel or piece of rubber or whatever. That way you get a good grip, and that way you can spin the eyelet off without marring the shaft. So I have a feeling that tubing is absolutely perfect. So I wanted it to be about, I believe, almost the eyelet length, shy the very top of the tube. So I think right there is what I want. Pretty sure that's the length that I want to go with. Oops. I think it's a little too long. Because I think I wanted it to be right about like this. So I'm going to test fit it onto this one first, just to see what happens. And I hate these shims. I'm telling you right now, I hate them. Yeah, I know, they make shock pliers, but I'm cheap. I don't have good stuff. I just use what I've got. I hack everything. What am I doing? What if I put the eyelet back on with the tubing? Come on, don't do that. Now the eyelets, I want to make sure when I install these back on, I want to stop like literally right when it gets to that top of the shaft. Birds are going nuts over here right now. Going down. Houston with dead stick. Now I believe that is where I wanted that to be. I think that's probably right. Pretty sure that's it. You know, one thing I'm noticing though, with how I did this, it's actually not going, it's actually hitting the shock cap. So, I think I'll try it the way it is, and if it's not long enough, then I can just pop it out. Try it again. But that's what I'm going with right there. It was something that Earl had brought out in one of the videos showing you how to use fuel tubing. I'm probably doing it the wrong way, but that should work. It just kind of sucks that it's getting stuck on the inside there, but whatever. All right. I'm going to cut another piece that's the exact same thing as that, just so I can at least get it to be even. It's right about there. And snip it. Hope you guys appreciate the sound in the background that I give you. Dude, I hate wind chimes. Make it stop. So I'm going to stop that eyelet right when it gets right to those threads. Just right there. And hopefully that'll be good enough. Holy crap. So I don't know if anybody knows, but Earl does online classes. You just have to pay a monthly subscription fee to his online drag race classes. It's a low price of $49.99. It's the Earl Moorhead Drag Race for Dummies class. So you might want to go ahead and sign up for that class. Missing vector over the wind chimes, right? Driver side front. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 installments. It's 3 installments of $49.99. And if you act fast, I can't think. I'm just trying to be funny while I think here. What was that? Oh. Drag racing for dummies. I took the class. It's definitely a benefit. Turn them off. I can't, guy. I can't. I have no idea where the wind all of a sudden came from. You're gonna be hearing this. You're gonna be hearing it in your dreams. Oh, there goes the paper towels. Gone forever. I can't have them blowing around the neighborhood. All right. Let's see here. It's the coffee cup is for, to hold down the paper towels from blowing all over the neighborhood. So I am still going with the Max Travel shock thing here. Max Travel to inflict maximum pain in tuning. I hope I put in enough that fuel tubing. If I didn't, I'm just gonna end the stream and go work on the Jaguar. Go get into a different kind of fight. Drag car, right. I'll slow down any drag car. What? 99.95. That's a discount. So if you guys jump in on that right now, $99.95, one-time fee. Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get any scrapage now. Crap. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave it. It's a little bit higher than it was before. But at least it's not going to, and it's still doing the shock thing that I want to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like these collars sliding down and relying on the oil to take that initial impact. You know? I still think it works. Kind of almost look like the springs do nothing now. I don't think the springs are doing anything anymore. Oh, no, they are. Because right there, it's right before the fuel tubing hits. I did cut the fuel tubing too long because I didn't account for the shock cap. So the distance between the end of the eyelet and the shock cap is probably like 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. I didn't realize, for some reason, I didn't see that. Which again, that makes sense. That was an oversight. Because obviously that's the way it works. Because there's a ledge. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Well, anyways, it's there. I do want to cut them down again. So I'm going to take off like 1/8 of an inch. But I'm not going to keep the stream going. We're already looking at 12:23. So right at 12:30, I'm just going to end the stream. No, no, dude, I'm doing the Jag today, man. I'll do the, Sergeant J, thank you very much. Thank you very much for posting that to the group, man. Stickies, what's going on, guy? So I did cut the fuel tubing too long, but it was just my dumbness. Not accounting for that. So it is what it is, man. This is what this is all about. This is about like literally having fun. Like literally having fun. Having a good time. You know? I'm having a blast trying to mess with this thing, you know? It's fighting me. But I'm actually okay with that. There are a couple of people that have commented on some of my YouTube videos that after seeing the troubles that, you know, they'll say like Earl and I, just because they know like he and I are kind of like doing a kind of a like a group effort kind of thing, kind of sort of, that after seeing the troubles that, you know, we're having between the vehicles, just know that these really aren't troubles. If you run this thing on 2S out of the box, I think you're good to go. I personally didn't give 2S a chance, but that's my own decision. So don't base don't base your DR10 stuff off of issues that I might be having, because I literally did like what? I don't know. I did like a couple of passes on 2S, and I just literally said to myself, I'm done with 2S. I cannot. This is a drag car. This isn't a toilet paper roll race here. So I don't know. Would I point blank, would I buy this again knowing the stuff that I know? What the hell was that? Oh yeah, I didn't finish putting my shocks on. Would I buy another one? Yeah, and Team Associated is probably very happy hearing that too. Yeah, I definitely would. Because the issues that I'm coming across, I don't count them as, well, the stripped out screws, yes. Associated does need to make that right. That is wrong. That is a fault of theirs. Did they slap sell this? There's a term called slap selling. It's a term that Joe Daddy's Garage knows very well. So when you slap sell a vehicle, you literally, let's say you're buying a wrecked car. You're going to buy a wrecked car, right? You're going to put like literally cheapest kind of amount of money into it to slap it together and blow it out the door. Reasonably so. It's more in the auto body world that more happens, because you can cover a little bit more with auto body, and those issues that you slap sold will show up way further down the line, to where it does no longer makes any sense. And especially if you're selling a car at auction, that's definitely a different story, because you bought it at auction. You bought what your eyes saw, and did you buy let's just say you bought a classic car with a 4-speed in it, okay? And eventually you start hearing some funky noises from the transmission. And then you bring the transmission to a shop because you don't know how to work on it, okay? And then they open up that transmission and they go, dude, they put sawdust in this transmission to quiet down the gears. Well, because that used to be something that they would do years ago. If you were trying to unload a car, something that had a 4-speed, and I only say a 4-speed because those are realistically the only transmissions that I know for a fact that it was done to. So I can't speak on any other transmission. But they'd take like a Muncie or a, my hand is falling apart. They would take a transmission and they would literally put sawdust in it to quiet the gears down, so that when the potential buyer bought it, everything sounded mint. Shifted all right, shifted kind of maybe slightly hard, but this is a Muncie. You know what I mean? It's gotta go hard into the gears. So, yeah, I don't know. So anyways, today on COVID and Coffee, we just we threw 1 million 1 million diff lube into that rear end, which is what I said I was going to do. I did clean off the back side of the 2 gears, which are on the cups, which I probably should have left alone, but I'll suffer the consequences with that anyway. We do have a brand new transmission coming in. Thank you to all the backers of this project, because those parts are literally being bought with that money, which is like I'm saying, I'm not asking for it. Don't donate. But if you do, that money goes right to this car. So whatever project that I'm currently working on, or whatever, if there are donations, boom, they go right to that, unless you say put it to something else. Like obviously somebody bought me heat gun. Justin O'Neill bought me a heat gun. Ace Racer 0240, I think is what his number is. He basically bought the transmission that's coming for this. So, dude, this thing is a blast. Does it have inherent RTR issues? Yeah, and there's other quality control issues that need to be straightened out. But would I buy another one? No question. Just because I'm having a good time. Somebody else that buys it, might not like the fact that, they have to do a little extra here and there. But I think on 2S, I think it's fine. Just maybe I just don't know. I don't know on 2S. I didn't go that route. I literally went the route of 3S, and now I'm bored with that. So, but like I said, the COVID and coffee, I am trying to, like I said, do that on a very consistent basis. Obviously, there was a pending reason why I did it yesterday, and that was because if I didn't pick up that Jag yesterday, it was going to the crusher. So, and I was not going to let that happen. So, that project is going to be on this channel, but like I said before, I am not just all RC. You will see other things on this channel. If it's not stuff that you like, just don't, don't watch it. Obviously, you guys know. You put on a show, you either watch it or you don't. You could like watch a show that you watch all the time, and then they'll have like, something on it that you don't want to watch. You just don't watch it. So, but I just don't want anybody, jumping ship just because all of a sudden, RC Guy Garage is now, not working on an RC. That's not what this channel is. This channel is literally about everything. I do auto mechanics, auto body. I literally just do, whatever. Because for me, sometimes you do have to change it up a little bit. And yesterday, I got to tell you, yesterday was, did I just see? Oh my God. Yesterday was a good change of pace for me. To be able to have a day off of RC. Two reasons why. One, because I couldn't see because of my damn glasses. And, because I had to rescue a car, and I'm definitely all for that. Even a Jag. I know they're electrical nightmares, but for the price I got that thing for, you kidding me? There's no way. Dude, I got that thing for scrap weight. So, there's no way in hell. I mean, look at you know what? I'm going to bring you over to the car. How about that? So, whoever doesn't want to watch or check this out, the stream might get kind of crappy, but I'm just going to take you over there. If you want to see what this thing is and why I'm kind of pumped about it. Oh, wait a minute. What the heck is that? Chef Beardsley. Dude, for iced tea? You got it, man. You know I like iced tea. My wife actually got some iced teas. Three different kinds or two different kinds of iced teas. I was running low. But dude, I will. Yep, like I'm telling you, man. Once I get my act together on this other little sideline project that I got, not the car, but the other thing as the recognition thing, you guys are gonna be. At least I think. Like I said, I see it in my head as being something pretty cool. Literally, it's gonna say iced teas. Oh, that is so awesome, dude. All right, Chef. I just called you Chef Beardsley, didn't I? No, Chief. Jesus. Never mind. My mind is just junk. I'm telling you. Chef Beardsley. Ah, my head, man. Iced teas. Multiple flavors. You're the only one. You're the only one that's going to say that. Iced tea. Yes! My first iced tea donation. I love it. Drag jag? No, we're not doing no drag jag. No, sir. Yeah, you never know. Hey, you know what? The drag jag will probably launch faster or launch straighter than my DR10. Oh my God, that's awesome. Stay tuned. You know it, man. We'll see who can move. Well, right now, Right now, the DR10 could definitely move faster because I got a fuel system issue. I'm getting no fuel. You have no idea. I got to show you. I literally got to show you this. So like I said, bear with me here. I hope the connection doesn't dump out because I'm using the device that, oh, it's so nice out. What the heck is all this stuff? All right, so here's the car. This is it's a 2000 Jaguar Vanden Plas, whatever. LS swap. Oh, I could LS swap it, but no. I'm gonna leave it as like body wise, like straight wise, the way you look at a car to check for its straightness is obviously looking down the side, and we are looking really nice, like both left and right sides. You've got like the typicalness of maybe like a light door ding in that driver's side, but when you look down this car, it actually looks nice. There is, because like I say, I'll bring everything to the forefront. So there is Bondo on this car, but only in one spot. And I'm not sure why they used Bondo here, but that was the stupidest thing to do. There is a very light coat of Bondo right here, but everywhere else, it's actually mint. Inside the trunk, this is where the nightmare begins. So, for some strange reason, somebody cut this whole pack of wires right here. So I'm going to have to square that away today. Inside the car, the interior is absolutely mint. It's almost as if the back seat has never been sat in. Not like for real, but obviously it's been sat in. No musty smell. No water inside. It came with tons of manuals. It's very clean, like really clean. It only has 104,000 miles on it. And then, now that's because of me, because I washed the whole thing yesterday. So it does have the supercharged V8 from Jaguar. Some guy actually was like, why do you guys always use a W? There's no W. And it's like, well, I don't know. It's because I'm Bostonian. I call it Jaguar. There's no W in Jaguar. But, you know what I mean? I mean, this thing is pretty damn clean. Comes with spiders. But it's not too bad, you know? For the money. It also came with another set of wheels. So right here, these wheels right here it came with. So these are offset wheels. Obviously, I don't know why you would stick offsets on a Jag, because it's obviously going to throw an ABS code. So, but those wheels came with it, which are in good shape. It does have one little scuff right here. But that'll buff out. At least I think it should. Hopefully it does. But that should buff out right there. See, I'm wearing the right shirt. I'm wearing my Camaro shirt. But that should buff out. But it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? Like something like that. How can you let something like that go to the crusher? The price paid for that car, when I say scrap weight, literally was $275. That's it. And that was actually a gift from my mother. So, crazy. Anyways, all right. So, I am going to end this live stream right where we are. Just going to jump in. And right now, thank the backers for the DR10. So, today we had Chuck DRC. DR or anything. We had Justin O'Neill, he said anything. Jack Brazier, he said DR. Tony CC said a cow RC mag pad or something like that. what is it called? A pit mat. So Cow RC pit mat, and then obviously Chef Beardsley for some, I think, well-deserved iced teas after I work on that thing in the driveway. I'll probably have a couple of iced teas while I work on that. I'm gonna need it because I'm gonna have to bring my soldering iron out, and I wish I had a heat gun. I should just get my butt over to Harbor Freight and get that damn heat gun because I need to. It would just make it easier instead of using fire where the gas tank is, because that's where the gas tank is too. So in those Jaguars, the gas tank is right behind the passenger seat, like the back. Like literally what you're leaning on is the gas tank. So that's pretty crazy, man. Never seen anything like that before except for the old Chevy, I think it was Chevy pickups. Didn't the Chevy pickups have the gas tank behind the driver's seat? In cab drive gas tank? I think it was the Chevy pickups. I could be wrong. Anyways, yeah. So thank you guys for backing this DR and for that iced tea. Thank you, Tony, for that donation to the Cow RC pit mat. Definitely, it's going towards it. That is what I do, and you'll see the recognition for that. I gotta put my computer brain on to figure out how to do it. So, just gotta jump into the chat. We've got RC Daniel, Amped RC, Chef Beardsley is here, Riff to the Raff, RC Odyssey, Barbecue, 5T Badger, Trash Ninja. Who else? John Wick, Smokey's RC. Smokey, did I even know you were here? We got Earl Moorhead. Liberty Death. This is your first time here, I think. STL Scion. Justin O'Neill. I think I said that. And that looks like that's about it. Not seeing anybody else. All right. I am, effectively, I am out. So today for COVID and Coffee, we cut some fuel tubing for the front shocks. That's an Earlified thing. I cut the fuel tubing too long because I didn't account for the stupid whatever. So I'll end up taking those apart again, and because I want that front end a little bit lower. We put 1 million weight in the rear differential, and that's it. That's all we did. That's all we got accomplished for today. We got some parts coming for tomorrow. Yeah, that's it, man. Just get out there and rip it. If you want to get into drag racing, you know, either do, I guess, what, the slash thing or get this. I say get this because, and I'm only saying that because I'm having fun. I'm having fun learning how to tune. I'm having fun using my brain and trying to wrap my head around forcing this thing to do what I want it to do. Like, I have like a set goal and it's getting there. I've been doing full trigger, locked slipper, straight launches. Not every single one, but there's a lot of variables, which I'm learning. I didn't realize how many damn variables there were, but it's forcing me to learn about on-road tuning and like the craziness of temperatures for these tires to stick, temperatures of the pavement, the temperatures affecting my front shock oil to where inside the house it was working mint, and I come outside and because we've got a 15 to 20 degree temperature change, granted the shocks didn't, you know, the front end didn't lift anyway. It only did once, but it was pointless. Yeah, no, that's it. I gotta go work on a Jag. So everybody, thank you for coming to this COVID and Coffee live stream with RC Guy Garage. We're going to send it right here. And like I always say, I'm going to flip this around so I can do this the right way. Get rid of that. Flip it to there. Like I always say, get out and rip it. Well, look at that, huh? I even shaved. I even shaved for today's live stream. No, I didn't shave for you guys. I shaved for my wife. Because she was like, you're getting kind of, and I'm like, yeah, I know. All right, I'm out. We'll see ya. Just get out there and rip it. Like, for real. Go get a DR10. See what you can do with it. Later.